As we approach the full moon, let us talk about this lovely fifth dimension and beyond. So, one, we'll start with Sadhguru. The most precious thing is life itself. Will you realize this now or only on your deathbed? So, 5D, oneness consciousness. When I came across the term and mystics, I was like, wow, this is amazing. We're one energy, Christ consciousness, avatar consciousness, all these different ways to talk about this fifth dimension. And I got more and more excited as the timeline was very clear because I found a bunch of great sources. And knowing about life being so important, and will you realize this now or at your deathbed, we're going to get to the enlightenment and functional adult part of this. And what does a home do if it's cozy and safe? It unites and welcomes. What about when it isn't? So people who actually care about helping people, and that would be anyone in a field where they want to protect, save, we could go on and on about this because as I look out at the professional world, for sure, I see a lot of not 5D human beings. They're not human love narratives. They have, like Albert Einstein in his quote, stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. You can better bet that they have definitely a lot of things. And we wonder, what will they have in their mind as they approach the end of their life? So you hear a lot about regret. I do when I learn about people. And I am an adult now, but as a child growing up, I remember even without Sadhguru and just knowing the basics of those religious concepts, because I grew up with Jesus and God, so I didn't know anything about yoga or spirituality. No, I did know some of it, but not a lot of it. But what I heard was, okay, I can accept that there are different religions and that there is spirituality and that there are those who will talk about karma. And so that you have lives that you will already have had, you choose your parents, a lot of different concepts, because a person who believes in something but has integration of the brain capacity and meta-awareness, so a securely attached person with healthy self-worth, which means I have a whole 3-year-old heart, which means I was not shamed or humiliated or made to feel as if I should be ashamed of expressing any of those basic infant and child emotions. I had an ideal household environment and my 3 drivers, like any other person, but self-agency, bonding, and certainty. I learned them from Daniel Siegel in Mindsight Institute or at Mindsight Institute. Variety of courses. This one's inter or interpersonal neurobiology, and then I had attachment of a lifespan that I began, and I finished disorganized attachment and dissociative identity disorder. But that's not the only handful of courses for those who are interested in actually helping people. Awakened Embodied certificate, amazing, and you learn about somatics and about other aspects of the body and the mind to bring in harmony. Awakened Embodied. So restorative embodied self is your birthright as it is mine, and your body actually seeks to return you to that space. So to get all that trauma, memory, and charges out. So you learn a lot from that one. So again, embodied philosophy, awesome. But my one favorite, and actually 2, I just haven't finished the other one, but Somatopia. That is where I enjoyed and found a expanded knowledge library, all of it, basic trauma. And that really blew my mind away. Too much, too soon, too fast, and you understand what trauma memory is and why they talk about a window of tolerance. And then with Daniel Siegel, attachment and whatnot, and NICBM with also trauma basic courses, masters, and all of these lovely, again, educational certificates, very accessible. And I met a lot of people along the journey, and I met some mystics. Now, let me put to the side the therapists that actually you will always know who is a good one, and that would be a person who can be completely with no hot buttons. And so that would mean they know about their implicit bias. They also know how to put it to the side exactly like a actual person who through yoga achieves their spirituality process. So putting your implicit bias, charges that come up, I don't like, I grew up with this, I grew up with that. So you're determined stuff. I can't wait to read that book. So that's a neuroscientist. He wrote this book, Determined, and it's the science that basically says no free will, but you can heal and change, because the change is not about if you maintain integration of the brain and learn how to work with the stuff that arises and say, yeah, I have an opinion, but I'm not going to say it's the truth. And some people, they don't like that. That's the bystanders who want you to pick their side, and that's when they have the need to prove themselves, so they were not held in a way that allowed them to have secure attachment and a whole differentiated self. No, they have what is a shame and or defectiveness break, and they want their herd to prove of them, because their lifeline risks getting cut. So suppression of basic emotions, whether it's humiliated, shamed, we don't know, they'll know. Also, they had to work to get loved, which is why their amygdala is only alerted to people when they are of value, whether it's through wit, network. There's a lot of different experiences I've had where people make it very clear the only reason they're interested in, relationship. So it doesn't have to be a romantic one, by the way. Romantic's pretty straightforward when it's not romantic, because of those lovely gender stereotypes and, the human suffering love narrative group. That's what I call anyone who is not 5D. They seem to justify all of the gender stereotypes, and then they yell at each other about it, or they just say it's the truth, and there you go. So for those of us who are human love, we find it very straightforward to understand what those who are not, in our book, full-grown emotional adults, in fact, and I won't use the word because, so many people will just be like, no, but it's for real. And some of us are like, you have secondary consciousness like I do. So I know you have the same faculty of, if you want, learning how to use your left and right. Now, there might be a blockage of your right and left mode integration, but there's good therapy out there. So again, good therapists see you as whole. They will explain a lot of things to you like I learned. And like they shared with me, don't worry, you're a mentor, consultant, content creator, it's all good. Your nervous system will tell you if you need any. One of us, just reach out. We collaborate with mystics and enlightenment, woo-woo, pseudoscience people all the time, because we respect you as you respect us. Nobody oversteps boundaries and starts yelling or insulting each other or feeling competitive, because we all know we each play a role in healing each other, in healing the world, if those people want to work with their implicit memory and their trauma and attachment wounds. So that's what people know when they actually do want to help people, is we support people who are motivated to get out of their dysfunctional patterns, which will be an inner critic and an outer critic, and then lo and behold, fucking, drugging, alcohol, food, stuff in your face, whatever self-soothing mechanism. And even if it's moderate, a person who wants to live a long life will be like, you know what, I think this year I'm going to go ahead and get some things checked up on, meaning how am I handling stress? Not that you need cheering on. The ones who need cheering on, they are in-betweens. Right now, they have a very great opportunity at becoming independent, but if they need to keep getting cheered on, you know that they're looking for these things called thumbs up. And so their driver is basically bonding and certainty, which is why they will go to the ethical cults, culty cults, and traditional cults, and some will turn around and then they will call evil people mystics, and then sometimes they'll do the other way, and then you see even people in the seats saying, oh, let's point a finger at the religious institutions or spirituality, and you got a teenager room full of adaptive children. They're all maladaptive. None are motivated. They're just cheering each other on. Oh, that's right. And they use data in order to polarize themselves even further, or to twist it and turn it. And so it's very straightforward when we have separation, limited consciousness, because they don't have bilateral integration. It's not 5D. 5D, on the other hand, is unconditional love. So you don't work for love. You're lovingly accepted as you are. And no matter how you express your basic emotions, whether it's with unresolved trauma and attachment wounds, or as a the secure is really nice because it's direct communication, but even passive aggressive, low self-esteem, indirect communication, all that, what is then master of 5D mystic enlightenment, functional adult, or just, a person who knows how to be a safe haven, secure basis. I'm secure attachment. I'm good to be me. You can be you. I'll know how to use my words because I want to respect you because you're a person like I am. I would not do anything different. And if I need the law enforcement, I call them. So it's a very straightforward plane to be loving and kind to each other. Remember, we don't know what anybody's been through. Have a good one.